Hey everyone, I'm Kelly Karnetsky with Flesh Eating Zipper, and I'm going to show you how to install Windows 8 Consumer Preview on a virtual machine in Windows. I happen to be using Windows 7. You can probably use any version. I'm just going to go out there and guess. I mean, I'm not the resident tech expert at Flesh Eating Zipper or anything, but yes. And we're using Oracle VirtualBox because, what do you know, Microsoft's Virtual PC does not support Windows 8 Consumer Preview, at least. And I found that out the hard way after spending hours trying to figure out what in the fuck was going on. And I finally read it up on Microsoft's blog, yeah, where they said that their software sucks, I guess, and doesn't work, and to use VirtualBox made by Oracle. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to assume that you've already downloaded the ISO of your choosing. I'm using the 64-bit ISO, and then VirtualBox also, which I will give you links to both in the description and the article. So let's go ahead and start it up. So let's say new. We're going to create a virtual machine, and let's just say this is, Windows 8 preview because we're cool. And the version, we want to say this is Windows 8 64-bit because that's what we're using. This has nothing to do with the VirtualBox except for it's going to give you, default settings that it thinks should be used. This is also just for your reference, so you know, oh, okay, this machine, by looking at the icon right here, is Windows 8 and 64-bit version. I can select, whatever I want. I can select Windows 3.1 if I wanted to, and it would still work just fine. Just say next. I'm going to give it like 4 gigs of RAM, so 3712. Let's just do that. We'll give it a virtual hard disk of 20 gigs starting up, and then I'm going to let's use VirtualBox disk image, and then I'm going to say dynamically allocated so it can scale if it needs to. I doubt I'll be scaling it. Let's go ahead and say create, come on, let's go. Okay, so now we've got it. It's turned off, and we need to load the ISO so it can start installing. So let's say settings. Let's go down to storage, and IDE controller empty. Let's click on the little CD, which will load for the ISO. So we need to load the disk file, which is the ISO. Here's mine. Bam. Hit OK. And let's start that bitch up. And, ooh, look at that. Yeah, you're going to get warnings like this because as it's installing, it's, kind of low on the color spectrum. And you'll see this. It's just going to install just like regular Windows 7 did, and Vista. So I'll come back when we get to the good parts, which are not installing Windows, because that is boring as shit. So yeah. Alright, and so I want to have a larger resolution, so if I go to devices and install guest editions, alright, so when that little notification pops up, just click on that and then say run VBox Windows Editions, and then wait for it to do stuff. Yeah, sure, next. Let's just agree to everything Oracle's telling us to agree to. You know what? DirectX 3 or Direct 3D support? Fuck it. Sure. Whatever then. We'll just skip that idea. Let's just do something else. Not this. Oh yeah, so here you go. Here's your desktop, because everything except for the Windows apps will not be in Metro. So that's fun. Okay, so now you've got the guest editions installed and rebooted, hopefully. When yours comes back, you will not see your screen resolution like mine. I've got mine set to 1920 by 1080. That's just the full screen resolution of my monitor. And you can see that, and by going here, and you can set it right there. So I've got mine set, and if you would like to set yours to 1920 by 1080, what you need to do is stop your virtual machine and then open up Command Prompt and then navigate to VirtualBox, so Program Files, Oracle, VirtualBox, and then you're going to want to type this in. So you're going to type in vboxmanager.exe space set extra data space and put in quotes if you're this is going to be your VirtualBox name. So if you're using spaces, you want to put everything in quotes. Then do custom video mode 1, and you can choose any number, but we're just going to do custom video mode 1, 1920 by 1080 by 32. So 32-bit is the color depth. And if you do not have 1920 by 1080, then you don't want to set that because there's no point, but you can set whatever your resolution is, and once you hit enter, then it will just be like, okay, cool, thanks, and start your virtual machine. Once you start it up, then you'll be able to select your resolution. Very cool. So let's get out of there, and to full screen, it says you can do either view, switch to full screen. You'll see it says host F. In Windows, host key is going to be your right control key, so control F, and there we go. Now we're in full screen of our virtual machine. So that is how you set it up for your virtual machine. It's very keyboard reliant, so hitting the Windows key will bring up the new start stuff, and I call it stuff because that's exactly what it is. Hitting start again goes back to your desktop, and you can click on desktop. One cool thing that I like is that you can just start typing stuff, but shutting down and everything is kind of a pain in the ass because it's like, well, what do you have to do? So I just start typing in shut down and go down to settings. We'll hit settings, change the power of the power state of your PC, hit enter, go up to power, and then say shut down. So it seems like that's the way you do it. I don't know, maybe there's some other way of doing it. But we're going to have a little preview of Windows 8 here soon, so look for that, and thanks for watching.